So today, it's this thing again. So I bought a new downpipe, had to weld a flange or chop the old flange off my exhaust, and basically either the flange on the downpipe isn't flat, which I actually suspected when I put it on there. It looked like it wasn't flat, which is crazy because it's a cast stainless steel flange on the NVIDIA downpipe, and then also maybe the flange that I welded might have warped. So yesterday I took off the exhaust, I dismantled it, I put it on my bench linisher, which was quite difficult because you've got this long piece of exhaust with a flat flange that you're trying to maneuver around, and thought, you know what, there's a better way of doing this. And if I need to do this in the future, because I have had to do this in the past, so here's my solution, which is a portable belt sander and a more aggressive belt. So basically what I'm going to do is take off the back half of the exhaust, go take it under the house, linish the flange that I welded, because I'm able to maneuver or at least hold flat the tool, whereas before the tool is stationary and you're trying to maneuver the exhaust, and because it's so long, it's very difficult to, ensure that you're getting it flat, whereas when you're holding the tool you can make it flat. And then I'm going to crawl under the car and I'm just going to give the cast flange a linish as well, and that will also tell us how flat it is. I was kind of annoyed because it's $1,000 exhaust or piece of exhaust. That wasn't even the entire exhaust. So you pay $1,000 and it's got a warped flange on it. I mean, that just, it really irritates me. But yeah, I thought about maybe sending it back. I thought, no, I'll just make it flat myself because I can. And so that's what we're going to do. So here's the other belt sander or linisher. If you can imagine, I put that on the floor and then was trying to hold the exhaust up, trying to get it flat. And then this thing just stalls out all the time. And the interesting thing is, this is 300 watts or 310 watts. That thing's 800 watts. So with an exhaust standing up on this thing, it stalls, it jams, and then you've got to restart it again. So that should be overall better. It was only a cheap one. It was $50 from, what's that place, Bunnings? Cord, uses a cord. So yeah, that'll be perfect for what we need. That thing has its time and its place, but it's definitely not for trying to flatten exhaust flanges when they are welded to an exhaust. Okay, so I've only driven this to work and back this morning. So you don't get a lot of telltale signs if there's been a leak in that amount of time. But hang on a minute. Crying dog over there. But if we look very, very closely, so if this gasket had been in there for like 6 months, it's probably hard for you guys to see on the camera, but it's actually been leaking. See just here how it's black, and then just here all the way around to here. So this metal ring is ideally where it's meant to seal on, and see how it's silver up here and then it's all black around here. So, and then you've got a little bit of a leak just here, and essentially that's what, so it's kind of, it's like it's high here and it's low here. So anyway, we need to flatten these flanges. The sound I was getting, so this is the biggest thing, is it didn't sound like an exhaust leak, and I've got a smoke machine. I plugged it up with the smoke machine. Got no smoke coming through last night, but there was a whistle sound, like a high-pitched whistle, and it didn't follow the boost. I haven't touched any of the intercooler piping or anything. So it has to be either the dump to turbo flange or this flange is what I've touched, and technically the join in the exhaust, although I put some goop on that when I reattached it. So but those are the 3 points where the leak could be. But I will almost guarantee that it's this one in the middle, because it doesn't look right when the exhaust, when I clamped it up late last night. See, I got back from holidays last night, clamped it up, and it just looked like the 2 flanges weren't closed up properly, even after linishing the cap back on my, the linisher I just showed you. So we're going to pull the exhaust off now, linish both those flanges, get a new gasket. That's the other thing, is I did reuse this gasket from previously, and there's things like this sort of indent here. Yeah, look, you can see all around there. It's all black. So yeah, if that was in there for like 6 months, you would see a big black, like a big black leak. But, that's just from, really only 15 minutes of driving. So there's not a lot of staining or telltale signs. And that's the squeak actually the squeal sort of went away after a little bit. Maybe after I got some heat into it, it closed up a bit better. But yeah, we want flat flanges and we want a good seal. So give it another go. So I've given it a bit of a go here. Now, it probably wasn't a very good representation because it's reasonably flat now. But if you keep the belt going in one direction and skim over the entire thing, so you can sort of see, or you guys may not be able to see. Have I got a pointer? No. So down this edge here, it's still quite high. But see all the lines going this way, and then you can see just here, it's a little bit low as well. And it was low up here, but basically I've gone over the whole flange just to flatten it, and I think I might go a little bit more. And then what I'll do is I'll run the sander on the flange underneath the car, and I'll show you what it looks like when I do the flatness check on that. But yeah, this one I've basically gone over it a couple of times just to, it doesn't take much, like, I run it for probably 30 seconds. Just keeping this, so there's a flat piece just here. You got to keep that flat and square to the flange. You don't want to be tilting like this. And basically just running from the 2 longest sides, and then maybe doing a little bit of it crossways, but yeah, running it down the middle, and then yeah, basically you're just trying to get the whole thing flat. Maybe you want to like turn it a little bit, a couple of ways just to get it flat. You might go this way and then turn it diagonally, and then turn it diagonally again, and then go back to being flat, and that way you're squaring it all up to kind of the center line basically. But yeah, I mean, and you can eyeball it too, like your eyes. That's why I kind of thought that flange wasn't flat, because if you've got a good eye and you look at it, you can see that it's not flat. Of course you can put a straight edge on it, but just take a look at have a look, like, see, is that flat? Like, because you can, if it's not flat, you can see. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe I've had lots of practice at it, but yeah, you can look at it and you can see if it's not flat, then it's probably not flat. And that looks flat now. So, yeah. Although, no, maybe this outer edge here, maybe that is a little bit higher than the rest when I line it up. Looking down the line, you guys probably can't see. Anyway, I'm going to have another go at this, and then I'll buzz that thing and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'll just show you how unflat this flange is. So, whether you can see, it's hit it here, it's hit it along here, it's hit it along here, but it's completely missed up here, completely missed up here. So just here, it's only flat just there. So yeah, we've got to go over this whole thing and make it flat, because it's not. It's high here, high here, high here, high here, low there, low there. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it's high around the center, because that would provide some sealing. But if your gasket isn't sitting on there perfectly straight, it's going to cause some issues. So anyway, I'll give this more of a buzz, get it a bit flatter, and yeah, we'll go from there. So it's now the following day, and my flanges are flat, but the car was still whistling. So it wasn't the exhaust at all that was making the sound. In fact, I should have just trusted the smoke testing, because I couldn't get a leak. What the sound was so in the front left-hand corner, there's the charcoal canister. I had set up the evap solenoid, and basically the pipe, so this was the culprit. This two-way valve here, I don't know why they have it, because on my Cresta I just have the fuel tank running straight into the charcoal canister. I don't even have a purge valve on that thing. It just does its thing. But yeah, so with this and that line, under boost, the amount of fuel going back into the fuel tank was causing pressure to build up, and for it to whistle out of this hose, or whistle out of this hose, which is connected to the fuel tank, and into the charcoal canister. So I've done away with that. I managed to disconnect it and just run the hose free, no whistling. So yeah, we're going to just try without that valve, straight into the charcoal canister, and have the proper evap circuit set up, but just not have that valve. I don't know why that valve is there. I guess maybe it's to like hold pressure, and then when the valve gets overcome, the pressure can come out of the tank. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, that's what my whistling sound, that's what the squealing was. It wasn't the exhaust flanges at all, but now you know how to flatten your exhaust flanges. So thanks for watching. Leave us a like if you found this helpful. Just leave us a like anyway, it helps other people find the videos. And yeah, thanks for watching. Click subscribe, because we're going to be doing stuff with tail shaft speed sensors. Thanks for watching.